I forgot the meat. How could I forget it? It's right in front of me. Okay, now I have to take this all apart. Okay, hold on. Hey guys, I hope you guys are healthy and I hope you guys are staying safe. And if you're new around here, my name is LindaOro. And I hope you guys can join my channel by hitting that subscribe button down below. And if you guys are returning viewers, I really appreciate it. I'm thankful for you and welcome back. So in today's video, we are going to be making some lasagna. I don't know if I told you guys this before, but I love Italian food. Like anything that has to do with pasta, with like spaghetti, anything like that, I will devour. So we are going to be making this lasagna recipe. I'm gonna show you guys all the steps so that you guys can make it at home as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started, guys. Okay guys, so this is the ground beef that I get. I got this little packet because I'm only going to be making a little bit. We're going to be putting this in the pan and then I'll show you what spices I like to use with it. And we're also going to be using these pasta for the lasagna. I usually do about 4 layers like the one on here on the box, so we can put like everything, all the filling inside. So let's go ahead and start cooking our pasta and our meat, and then we'll also do like the filling and all that. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, since the meat takes the longest, I'm going to be putting that in the pan first. So let's add some oil into the pan so it won't stick. Turn it on. And then just toss the meat into the pan. So you gotta make sure to like unstick it all. So while that's cooking, I'm going to put some water in here so we can put the lasagna and wait for it to cook as well. So let's get about 3 shells, and since these are long and the pot is really tiny, I'm going to be breaking these in half. And then wait until they get soggy so that like I can dump them a little bit more under the water. So we're going to be adding some salt and then some garlic salt. And the amount you add into it, it just depends on your liking. Like I don't really measure, I just eyeball it. And then once the meat is nice and cooked thoroughly, I like taste it to see if it needs a little bit more. And you want to make sure your beef is nice and brown, because that means it's cooked thoroughly. Like there's not supposed to be any like red little crumbs or anything. Those are the raw parts. And you don't want to get sick, so make sure you cook everything until it's nice and brown. So make sure the lasagna noodles are all submerged in the water so they can all cook evenly as well. Make sure you don't break your lasagna noodles too much, because when you're layering them, they're gonna fall apart on you. And like there's nothing wrong with it, but I feel like it's less messy if they don't break. So for the filling that I like to do for the lasagna, it's not really like anything special. I just add a whole bunch of cheeses together and then just add that in between the layers. So let's go ahead and make that filling. So I use some cottage cheese, some mozzarella cheese, and then some Parmesan. And I'm going to be putting it in this clear container so that you guys can see how much I add into it. And we are going to be adding about half of the container in here. And then I add some mozzarella into this. And then this also depends on how much you want to add into it. Like I said before, I never measure anything, so I'm just trying. I just do this so like it's not as runny, or so like it can be more gooey, since it's all gonna melt together. And that's what's gonna keep all the layers from like falling apart. Comment down below, guys, which Italian food you guys like the most. Like, is it spaghetti? Is it lasagna? Like, for me, I don't think I have like a favorite because I love all Italian food. But you guys might like one more than the other. And then let's go ahead and add the Parmesan. I know a lot of people add parsley into this, but I don't have parsley. So we're just going to skip that step. Make sure you mix it really well because you don't want a bite of just one thing. So you gotta make sure you get all 3 cheeses in each bite. And this is the final result. It kind of looks like potato salad, but it's just pure cheese. This is how I like it. I don't really like it like too runny because, like I said before, like the noodles won't hold as good, and it's gonna melt anyway. So even if it looks a little too thick, when it melts it's gonna not be too thick anymore. So I think the noodles are done, the meat is done as well. So we're going to go ahead and combine everything, and yeah, I'll show you how I do that too. Okay guys, so we have our station here. So I have the meat, and then for the tomato sauce I just use regular spaghetti sauce, and then I have my noodles, and then I have the filling. So we are now just going to assemble everything together. So the first thing that I like to do is put some pasta sauce, some tomato sauce on the bottom, so that when you cut a piece of the lasagna, it's not like too dry on the bottom. So let's go ahead and spread that evenly. And since I'm only going to be doing a little bit, this is the pan that I usually use when I put the lasagna in my little oven. I don't really spread it all the way to the sides because since I broke the lasagna in half, it's not going to get that far. So I'm only going to be putting it in like the middle part, and we're also going to be putting some mozzarella on the bottom so like it sticks. That's enough. And then we're going to be putting our first layer, and I'm gonna show you guys right now how I like to do it. So this is the first layer. I just put the tomato sauce on the bottom, and then I put some mozzarella cheese on top, and then put the first layer of pasta. So after that, I put the filling in. And I don't remember if I used the whole cottage cheese container, so I'm going to like make sure it has a lot of filling, so in case I need some more I can use the rest of the container. So make sure you put, like, it all depends on how much filling you guys like. I like getting a lot of everything on each bite, so I might do like a thick layer. This does get a little messy because since you're doing it in layers, like all the edges like kind of come off, kind of like spread apart. So this is once I put the filling in, and then we are also going to be adding more tomato sauce so that the lasagna isn't like dry and all that. And then we're going to go ahead and pile the next layer on top. There you go. And then add more pasta. I usually add the tomato sauce on top, on the bottom and on top of the lasagna. So this is the next layer. I don't want to tilt it too much because it's sliding already. So let's add another layer of filling. And since this filling is kind of thick, you got to be careful not to press too hard when you spread it, because I'm kind of pressing a little bit too hard and it's like sliding off of each other. Add a little bit more. This is going to be so good. I haven't made this in a while as well, so I kind of like making these dishes like far apart from each other so that like I don't get tired of them. So a little bit more tomato sauce. And then add the top layer. So I just put the top layer of lasagna on it. And oh, I forgot the meat. How could I forget it? It's right in front of me. Okay, now I have to take this all apart. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I managed to like take it apart. So yeah, we're going to be adding the meat on top of the cheese mixture in between, so that when I put the lasagna noodles on top, there's, so in each layer there's going to be the lasagna noodles and then the cheese mixture, the meat, and then we're going to add the next lasagna noodle onto it just to like clear things up. Sorry if I confused the guys, but I don't know how I forgot. It's like right in front of me, but I guess I was too excited. You see, this is what happens when I'm too excited. I forget to do things. So make sure you don't rip your lasagna noodles. So this is kind of messier. So don't be like me. Make sure you look at everything in front of you so that you don't forget any ingredients. I don't know what's wrong with me. But let's add the rest of the meat. And then I have a little bit of the cheese mixture left. So let's just go ahead and make another layer of this. It's only a little bit. And then add the finishing layer. On top. And you don't want to leave the top layer tomato-less. So let's add a little bit more. Oops, that was a little bit too much. And on the top, we aren't going to just put tomato sauce and that's it. I'm going to add mozzarella cheese just by itself, not the mixture, so that it can melt all nice and evenly. And then add cheese on top. Mozzarella cheese on top. Don't be afraid to add too much, because the more ingredients the better. And let me show you the finished product. Doesn't that look delicious? You can see all, I don't really think you can see all the layers because I added meat. On this side it's a little bit better. You can see like I think this is the second layer and then the last layer. But that cheese is all gonna melt and it's gonna like run down. So excited about that. So let's go ahead and put it in my little oven. So let's open this up. And since all of this is already cooked, I just leave it in here until the cheese on the top melts and that you can see the sides kind of like oozing out a little bit. So we're going to leave it for, we're going to set it at 350 and then let's say like 15 minutes, and we'll check back in the 15 minutes and see if it's nice and melted so that we can give it a nice little taste test. Okay guys, so this just finished. Oh my goodness, look at all the cheese that's melted on top. It smells so good in here. So let's go ahead and take this out and eat it. Okay, so are you guys ready? Because I am. Okay, I don't know which part to get. This looks amazing. Let's just cut a piece because this smells delicious. I don't know which piece to take. Please don't spill. Ooh, guys, do you see all the layers? Do you see? Oh my gosh. Try our plates. So there's the piece that I took off. That looks amazing. I'll show you guys my plate. Can you guys see the layers right here? Ooh, delicious. That looks amazing. The cheese is all nice and melted. The meat doesn't look dry at all. So let's go ahead and taste this. So excited. Let's add some Parmesan cheese on the top and dig in. It smells so good. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I think I perfected my recipe. This isn't my first time making this, but the other times I've made this, like, the meat was a little bit too dry. It needed more salt. Like, I wouldn't put enough tomato sauce on here. But I think I put enough of everything. And then sometimes the noodles were a little bit too hard. And they're nice and soft this time. I am impressed. Hopefully you guys aren't watching this like 2 or 3 in the morning. Because when I watch food videos at 2 or 3 in the morning, I get hungry. I can't stop eating it. I'm almost done with this piece and I feel like getting another one. Good thing I remembered about the meat before I put it in the oven, because I think if I would have put it in the oven, I would have just like not put it in the lasagna and just put it on the side and then like just grab a little bit of both when I would eat it. But it wouldn't have been the same, you know, because the cheese wouldn't have melted onto it and then the seasoning wouldn't have like mixed with the lasagna. So I'm happy I remembered in time. That was delicious. Like, I'm learning how to cook, everyone. I'm impressing myself more and more every day. Hopefully you guys liked it. And I think that's it for this video. make sure to give this a huge thumbs up, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications so that you guys don't miss any of my videos when they go up. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time, guys. Bye.